Hello everyone, and welcome to a sort of new series that I'm going to call A Day in the Life. And what we're going to do in A Day in the Life is we're going to explore, just on a one episode basis, a little bit of play with different characters. So it's not going to be about the same character over and over. Unless a particular episode gets a lot of likes and a lot of positive comments, in which case we might explore that a little bit more and do a few more episodes with that particular character. Just kind of trying this idea out right now. So the first character that we are going to have a look into the day in the life is a character named Sam Perry. And this character is actually the oldest character that I have, level 232. And I believe this is actually the only save game file that survived my big game rebuild from about 2 or 3 years ago. So this character actually existed at a time when I had the Fusion City Rising and other mods in that series installed. And somehow this save game remained intact, even though I've since removed those mods and installed totally different ones. So anyway, we look at the quest log for this character. There's a couple of gaps here, which could be things that were removed because of removed mods. Right? Retrieve the lost artifact, whatever that is. But anyway, just to give you an idea of how this character's career has gone, this character actually started off as a vault dweller and ended up joining the railroad and destroying the Institute and leaving the big crater in downtown Boston. And that was before I had the Fens Sheriff's Department mod installed. And, of course, in the meantime, did many, many other things too. Completed Far Harbor, completed Nuka World. So there's very, very little in the way of, incomplete quests, right? There's a few miscellaneous things that we could do. And, like a little bit of, and Sheriff's Department stuff, actually. And that's kind of what I'm doing right now, because I'm really curious to see what will happen if I follow along with the second part of the Fens Sheriff's Department. Because once I installed that mod, I did in fact start playing through the left field bleachers and Fens Sheriff's Department. And we've played up to the point where Lily has died and I've gone to her funeral, and now I'm starting to get acquainted with some of the other members of the Fens Sheriff's Department and doing favors for them. So I've done a couple of bounties for the Sheriff's Department, and I did a favor for Sergeant McGilly, going and getting him a little black dress for his wife. And I also did an errand for Lieutenant Harkins. And now, my most recent task is to impress Sergeant Oakes so that he will give me more work. And that means, of course, going and completing more bounties. And so anyway, I've also been just traveling around here in the Commonwealth, running back and forth, doing settlement attacks and all that kind of stuff. And there's Doc Weathers. And also while I'm here, because this character, Sam Perry, is actually also a vampire, and has been for quite some time, and has attained the level of Master Vampire. And so we'll just pause for a moment here while I kind of think how I want to do this. Okay, that just took a minute. So I was just checking a quest log here, and it looks like there's possibly some more stuff that I can do with the storyline involving Incremento vampires, which Sam Perry is a member of that bloodline, Sanguinem Incremento. And there are several different bloodlines, about 8, I think, and they all have different characteristics. Some of them are more almost like magical in nature. Incremento vampires tend to be brute force types that are extremely good at melee, do massive amounts of damage with melee weapons. And so just to give you an idea here, for example, with the Diamond City Tomahawk, you can see it does a massive amount of damage. The same with other melee weapons in the hands of Sam Perry. And, you know, like even this knife, which is basically a balisong knife, so something kind of similar, I guess, to a switchblade. And throwing knives are also, you know, those are the grenade type ones, but the regular weapon type throwing knives are extremely damaging weapons too. So anyway, we'll head down there to the Sanguinem Incremento lair. I'm just going to change glasses here. Where are we? Here we go. Okay. So, basically, the vanilla sunglasses are almost necessary to wear at times near dawn or shortly after dusk, because otherwise light sensitivity is a real problem. But at night, I can forego the sunglasses, but just to get the extra... what the hell's going on down here? Whoa. Vampire hunters in here. Okay. Okay, vampire hunter where I can't target him.
Another notch for the gun.
Okay, are we good now? Think? That was a unexpected spawn. Wow, there was like a whole bunch of them in here too. Like a lot of them. Wow. Okay. So as you can see, the old parking garage in Lexington has been converted into a home for the Incremento vampires. And we'll kind of get into what some of the powers and abilities and liabilities of Incremento vampires are. In a bit here. And also a little bit about vampire hunters, because one of the biggest liabilities to being an Incremento, or any kind of vampire actually, is eventually vampire hunters like these guys, Order of Venatoris, start hunting you. And they are armed with a variety of extremely deadly weapons. Of course, we can feed on fresh corpses to get blood, in addition to consuming blood packs that we find. But basically, it looks like the only survivors of this whole thing down here are the human acolytes. All the vampires appear to have been killed, including the merchant here, which is kind of strange. So maybe we'll explore this a little fuller here by going into the utility basement and see what happened. And And this is a space that was added by the mod underneath the parking garage.
Yes, what can I do for you?
Oh, and there's the leader of the vampires, and it looks like I don't
I'm outta
have
here.
anything else to do with him. But if I talk to him...
If you're ready.
Oh, there, now he has another task. Alright, what do you
need me to
need?
do?
We've been having an issue with vampire hunters of late. They've been snooping around here, but one of our acolytes has tracked their location. We think they may know where we are. If this is true, they may execute an attack on this haven, which is not going to happen. I would like
Actually
to go to
already
their
did,
location
Christian.
and take them out before they can inform the main body of their order. Here's the details. This will ensure our security. Be careful, vampire hunters are well organized and they generally use weapons that exploit our weaknesses.
Okay. Destroy the vampire hunters. So we do have some more tasks for the Incremento vampires from, like, Christian there, who is the leader of them. And his backstory that was given kind of earlier is that he is, or was, around at about the time of World War I and was made into a vampire at some point around that time. And then he somehow survived the, big nuclear war and ended up in Boston, of all places. So I'm not sure whether this part's going to repopulate itself or something or not. I've actually never seen something like this happen before. This is really weird. But anyway, I guess we'll head on out and do this job for Christian. Dark side of the glass. So, just a little bit more about vampires. Generally speaking, they all benefit from increased strength, agility. They're more robust and healthy than normal humans are. As you can see, they have distinctive eyes, and your eyes actually change depending on your level of humanity. Whoops. So if we have a look at Sam Perry here, her eyes are quite orangey yellow, almost. And as a new vampire with still most of her humanity intact, the eyes were actually kind of a silvery, bluish gray kind of, right? And as your humanity slips, you gradually, change in appearance a little bit. And that's another thing too, is you can actually make people nervous. Like vendors will not give you good prices, and you may fail persuasion checks and that kind of thing too if you don't wear dark glasses, because people will see your eyes and your general appearance will make them feel uncomfortable, right? So anyway, we need to head on down here and see what I have. Okay, so basically my distance weapon of choice right now is a 2-shot radium rifle. So we're gonna see what we can do with that.
You killed him!
I'm actually pretty good at sneaking with this character too. He's still looking the wrong way. duelist studded leather right leg. Okay. And of course, you don't have to eat every corpse that you come across. You only need really to feed when your character is hungry, and you'll see an indicator on the bottom right screen. And the way that this vampire mod is built too, you have to feed once every, at least at a minimum once every 5 days, or you'll die. So it's fairly important that you take those opportunities to feed when you need to. However, I just ate somebody here a short while ago, so I'm good for now. Okay, well, I guess we'll just... So this one here is obviously a feral ghoul corpse that I already fed on at one time, whereas this one here is still available because of obviously you can only drain one body of blood once, like a specific body of blood once, and once it's been drained, then the computer actually keeps track. So this one I already drained all the blood out of, this one I haven't yet. Okay, so vampire hunters are extremely dangerous. They tend to be armed with guns that shoot garlic poison darts, which are extremely damaging to vampires. Or they can be armed with flamethrowers or Gatling lasers, you know, like all kinds of very powerful, deadly weapons that are extremely harmful to vampires. So you need to show some caution when dealing with these guys. And it's usually best to be able to sneak up on them and kill them before they know you're there. I wonder if I can hit this guy. No, I can't hit him because obviously I'm not poking through the window enough. Which is kind of dumb, but... I guess I'm just going to have to open the door and shoot them through the doorway. Okay, there's one. Oh, he moved. Oh, come on! Hold still for just a second. Okay. There. Okay, so they don't know exactly where I am, and they're all armed with those dart guns. And what happens is if you are poisoned by garlic poison, your health bar starts to drain extremely rapidly. And in survival, that's a really serious matter because you know, Simpacks heal slowly over time, and you know, like sometimes if you're lucky and you catch it early enough, if you know, like jam about 4 or 5 stim packs into your arm all at once, then you might be able to slow that health loss to the point where you can deal with it and survive it, but by the time the poison wears off, because the poison has a limited duration. Okay, so we snuck up on that guy and got him, and get that guy. How many more are left? There's one fairly close to me here. Okay, I think that's it, because I've got a... So, anyway, as you can see, they're all armed with, like, that garlic syringe thing, right? Generally a bad thing. And as you can see, my vision is slightly brighter than what would normally be in this environment. Okay, there, I got them all. Without any of them managing to shoot me back. Is probably a good thing. Okay. And none of these guys really have anything I can use. Garlic is deadly to this character, so I don't want to pick that stuff up at all. I guess I could farm a little bit of XP here by picking this lock again.
Yes.
And it looks like some of the stuff has replaced itself in here too. Alright. So now, because we completed the main quest line already with this character, we have checkpoints, right? And people who play this game are probably familiar with the idea of the checkpoints, which will involve you know, whoever your faction is that you are a member of. And as you can see here, it appears to be the railroad guys who are defending the checkpoint here. And it looks like they were defending it against a bunch of gunners that were attacking. There's still shooting going on over here somewhere. Oh yeah, robots harassing my Okay, just for the fun of it, let's try this out. If we can identify a target, look at how far away that Rust Devil is, right? Okay, any more? No? It looks like they were attacking my settlement. And for some weird reason, I'm missing a whole bunch of stuff from my settlement over here. Wonder if that's that oddball bug that happens sometimes, kind of like what happens over by County Crossing, where some of the things that you build just disappear. Although it looks like I don't have any fences built here at all. Okay. This looks like kind of like an open floor plan kind of a thing, I guess. I usually build walls or fences around my settlements, but I guess in this particular playthrough I wasn't. And actually, there are differences in build style. Quite a bit, too. Between this character and other more recent save games that I've got. Okay, well, we finished that off. I guess now we can go and talk to Christian again. Unexpected thing, but I guess we'll follow along with that, since we, I've sort of, with our G9-13 series, hinted around the edges of, like that it is possible to play in this game as a vampire, but I've never really done it. So this is a character that I have been playing as a vampire for a long time. And there are a number of, like side quests of varying length and importance. And this is actually sort of in the middle of a series of quests that the Incremento vampire master, I guess, Christian Hamilton has you do. So he has you go and, like look into one of the things I had to look into was one of their spies disappeared. And so I had to go and look and find out what happened to the spy and that kind of thing. And so now we'll have to go tell them that we're done killing the Alright.
Hi.
What of the vampire hunters? Good news, I trust?
It needed to be done, and so it's done.
Excellent. That will take the pressure off for a while. We don't need the Ambitiose breathing down our necks for attracting vampire hunters. You're beginning to become quite the useful asset. Here's your pay for the job. I have nothing more for you at the moment. If you want to help out more, go and find our head of operations, Camilla. She may be able to make use of someone like you.
Okay. So what he does then is he delegates a little bit. What time is it getting to be anyway? 4:30 in the morning. Alright, so we have to find Camilla. You Camilla? Yes, you're
Christian
Camilla.
speaks highly of you. I guess time will tell. I'm Cammy. I'm head of operations down here. I have some work if you're interested.
Okay.
Just tell me what you need help with.
So, we have an issue in Good Neighbor that requires attention. A vampire named Fahrenheit watches the town for us and has recently reported some disturbing information. She reports an Ambitiose has moved in to Good Neighbor. Her name is Irma, and she is currently running the memory den. Fahrenheit reports that Irma has used Dominate on some of the citizens and fears she may be intent on trying to overthrow the mayor. If we lose Good Neighbor to them, we lose yet another refuge. Irma must be dealt with. We can't afford to lose any more ground.
Okay. So there we go. That's the next job, and I'm going to have to pause for a moment because I got that stupid bug where I lose the targeting dot. We'll pause now while I restart the game. Okay, we're back. And so anyway, there is a fair amount of rivalry between the different strains of vampire, and since I've been down here, they've mentioned the Ambitiose a couple of times. And the Ambitiose vampires sort of regard themselves as the vampire nobility, I guess, and they boss everybody around. And they're basically kind of like the loosely the rulers, I guess, of vampire society. They make up the laws and rules, and they actually have, another bloodline called the Mortiferum, who act as kind of like their police. So when there are violations, then, like the Mortiferum might come and hunt you down, or they might even, through back channels, hire these guys to come and get you, right? And that's if you're caught feeding in front of, people. If they witness you doing, bad things like that, well, then you're very likely to be tracked down and hunted by vampire hunters shortly after. And of course, the Mortiferum are similar to the Incremento, except that while the Incremento are more melee weapon oriented, the Mortiferum are extremely good shots with semi-automatic pistols and rifles. So they're the marksman, kind of. But anyway, just to give you an idea here, I know I'm kind of jumping around a lot, but you can see the how the my character's vision is in this light setting. And if I change glasses here to a set of vanilla glasses that actually filter out light for vampires, then you'll notice that the lighting becomes a lot less bright. Okay, so this is more or less what normal lighting looks like in this area. And that's because the vampirism doesn't really give you the superpower of night vision so much as it gives you the mixed blessing of extreme light sensitivity, which translates to a form of night vision in dark conditions. And actually, for the most part, I was playing with the mod Darker Nights because you can make nighttime extremely dark, and then that makes your night vision actually pretty good. But anyway, it's nearly 6 o'clock in the morning, so I guess we're going to have to do some sleeping here, because we can't be outside during the daytime, because you actually will take burning damage if you go outside, and it will kill you fairly quickly, like within a minute or so. Okay, and now you can see the yellow drop that's appeared below my AP there, and I'm suffering a bit of a penalty to AP because my character is now hungry. But if I drain the blood out of this corpse, which kind of repurposes the cannibal perk, that's actually really cool how he did that. But basically, instead of doing the dark hunger thing and all that kind of stuff like normal cannibalism is, if your character does happen to be a vampire, it repurposes that to vampirism. So this area normally has several vampires hanging around in it, and behind this counter is a merchant, right? But it appears that for some reason there's been a massive vampire hunter attack here. And so all the vampires are apparently dead, and so are all these vampire hunters, who were killed off, I guess, by the acolytes, who are not affected by their garlic poison darts. So, but anyway, and like I said, I've never had that happen before, so that's a little bit unexpected. Anyway, we got to check because, yeah, okay, we're safe. 7:30 p.m. It is safe to go outside as a vampire. But you have to also be undercover by about 6:30 a.m. So one of the trade-offs to playing as a vampire is that it kind of shortens the time that you can be active in exterior cells. And of course, there are protective measures that you can take that will temporarily allow you to survive sun exposure, like using sunblock, but which is sort of like a potion or a medicine type of thing that you can use. But it doesn't last all that long, so you need to be aware of that. So anyway, death in vogue. So we got to go to Good Neighbor and kill Irma, because Irma is actually an ambitiosi vampire. And quite a few... Oh wow, those respawned already. Quite a few NPCs now in the game are vampires. Nick Valentine's secretary is a good example of one. An NPC, like a vanilla NPC who's now a vampire. Irma is another example. Fahrenheit as well. Hancock's bodyguard. It's in here somewhere. But I won't break this bobby pin because I did get the
Sweet.
perk that prevents bobby pins from breaking. In fact, this character is such a high level that I've almost completely filled the perk chart. There are a few things that I haven't gotten any, spent any perk points in yet, but most of the perks on the perk chart are filled in to the max. So, like this character at level 200 and something, 232, has almost reached the point where there's no more room left for growth. Okay, so what do we got here? We've got Rust Devils, okay. Looks like I can kill that guy with one hit, but we'll give him two. And we can reach that Mr. Handy Wrecker as well. Okay, we'll give him two. We'll give that Swarm Bot just one. We'll give that other Mr. Handy Wrecker a couple. We'll give that guy a couple. Now, okay, I think we already gave him a couple, but anyway. So now you're going to see the power of the Incremento vampire. So, as you can see, I covered a tremendous amount of distance. It's sort of like in some of the movies where you imagine the vampire who's able to move so fast that it's nothing but a blur, right? And that's what this particular special ability is called, Celerity. And that is one of the primary abilities of Incremento vampires. And it gives you basically the equivalent of the Blitz perk, but at extreme range. I'm not even sure how far you can go with it. But it almost renders firearms obsolete, because you can literally close in using VATS. You can literally close in and kill just about, like even a fairly large group of enemies like that. So anyway, this is again a little bit of an older building style, so I didn't have some of the mods. I had the chain link fence mod back when I built this settlement. But a lot of this stuff here is built using the old wood sets and stuff like that, because I didn't really have any of the more recent building material mods. And of course I've got the bathroom in here and the cooking area. And I still do the cooking just to get the XP for it, but okay, didn't pick up any new pieces of armor, no. And so this is what happens when you have, like the scrapper perk maxed out as well, right? You get a lot of materials from breaking down items that you pick up. And then I guess we'll again drop off the stuff that we're not using.
I'd like to take a moment for something a little more personal than usual. As I'm sure you know all too well, I
don't think I'm using fusion cells.
Hey, let's face it, I've been pretty terrible.
I think I'm using... What am I using for ammunition here?
Decided to change how I
45s, shotgun shells, 45s, and shotgun shells. And then this is a mod added pistol that's kind of an interesting thing too. Maybe I'll show that off if there's time.
All right.
So, anyhow, and here's where my bed is built for this settlement.
Get it on back.
I'm new here. Did you have anything you wanted me to do?
Yeah, I wanted you to get out of my
I just
way.
want to trade a few things.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. What do we need you to do? This is a fairly recently founded settlement, so let's find out what we need. Well, we've got 6 farmers, so I guess this guy should probably be a guard. Okay, we'll put a guard post down right here. Okay, there. Oh, this guy hasn't got his hat for some reason. I guess I must have run out of materials to make the hat or something. But anyway, we're going to have to pause for just a second here again. Okay, and we're back. And we're just going to, oh yeah, right, I can't use this direction anymore, and I'm not friendly with the Brotherhood of Steel because we did the Vertibird thing with Tinker Tom and company and blew up the Pridwin, so they're mad at me. So I guess I'll go this way. And also I can't get across the bridge there anyway, because as you can see from the wreckage there, that bridge no longer exists anyway. So I guess we'll head on over here. What do we got here? Okay. So this settlement, I'm not sure if it'll work for this particular save game because I used to have the mod Radagul installed, and unfortunately there was a bit of a mod conflict between Radagul and the Red Rocket settlement thing, because Radagul actually had a door into an interior cell here, and it actually also had some overlap in this external area here, which happens to be inside the borders of the Red Rocket settlement here. And because of that, in a couple of save games that I have, it caused that settlement to break so that I couldn't you know, send provisioners to it. I couldn't recruit settlers for it and that kind of thing, right? It's unfortunate, but sometimes you get a mod conflict. Wow, even the whole CIT building is gone, and there's nothing left but a crater here, right? So I guess we'll have to head down this way and take the next bridge. Looks like the next bridge is mostly destroyed now, too. Yeah, the next bridge is not navigable anymore either. So it looks like it destroyed a good-sized chunk of that. Weird how those cars are still kind of floating in midair, though. So I guess we'll just keep on going. Uh-oh. Okay, well, that legendary Mirelurk was no match for me. Oh, now we get to play around a little bit again. See what that is part of the sneak perk setup, right? So, engaging stealth causes distant enemies to lose you. So, whenever I go into sneak mode, of course I've also got the night vision thing when I crouch. So, let's have a look here and see what kind of trouble we can get into. Okay. Anybody else? If I can see them, I can kill them. Look at that, hey? Let's see how far away that guy is. Right? Watch this. Terminators. Okay. Okay. So as far as I can tell, my VATS range is so long that if I can see them, I can kill them.
I dare you.
Okay, well, he just went over the side. Anybody else down there now? Okay, looks like it doesn't involve teleporting across vast distances at elevation, though. Or maybe he's partially blocked. Oh. Okay, so it looks like they're going to draw the line at me being able to teleport across space between this building and that building. But, yeah, other than that... And of course, as a vampire, you can fall unlimited distances without taking any damage. So you get a few superpowers like enhanced jump height. As well as buffs to various physical attributes. And some types of vampires also even gain the ability to dominate NPCs to make them do what they want and that kind of thing too. So basically they're under perks. So abhorrence is one of them. So you basically suffer a minus 25 penalty to persuasion checks or a plus 25 to intimidation checks if your eyes are visible. And it also affects, like purchase prices, right? And if we go down here a little bit further, well, that might help with my, okay, blood buff, so if I feed on blood while in combat, I gain a +3 buff to my physical attributes for up 20 seconds. I could receive 50% discount from that vendor that isn't in the Incremento hideout anymore. And there it is, celerity. So in VATS, use inhuman speeds to target enemies at a distance and move to their location before they can blink. And apparently it even slows time if I'm below 35% health. Okay, I can extract blood from sleeping NPCs. And I have a fairly high persuasion check bonus when I'm talking with other vampires, other NPCs who are vampires. And potence, so I gain a big, huge buff to melee and unarmed damage. If I were a Mortiferum, that I would get a similar buff to damage with, you know, like semi-automatic pistols or rifles. And another thing, presence is another ability that's kind of like an intimidation or a fear effect, I guess. And also I can shed radiation at a rapid rate, because vampires are resistant to radiation. They gain a little bit of base damage resistance, immunity to disease, don't suffer falling damage. So basically, the ability to sneak more effectively at night or in darkness. Okay, I'm able to make followers into vampires if I want. And of course the night vision and a big bonus to VATS with firearms or ranged weapons at night. And this is a sort of like a penalty, so the effects and duration of most drugs are halved. So anyway, Incremento vampires, their abilities are mainly physical in nature. They're kind of like the brute force. Oh. Violent lever action rifle. Okay. What else have we got here? Okay. Oh, can't get him. I can get you, though. I can get you with this. Throwing knife. That guy actually fall off of there? There, see, now, since I managed to actually hit him with the throwing knife, I can recover it out of his body.
I was having fun.
Okay, looks like that guy's not really going to make himself visible. But that's okay. So we'll continue on our way here. And we're almost there. And here we are in Good Neighbor. Head on into the memory den, and I think I'm going to get my throwing knives ready here, because I think that's a good stealthy...
Wait. So let me get this straight. There was an old Chinese submarine in the harbor? Jeez, now I heard everything.
Yeah, I did that. Anyway, like I said, throwing knives seems like a good stealthy way to kill somebody, because if you just shoot Irma with a gun, unless you can one-shot her, everybody gets very upset at you. So we're going to see here if we can just do a quick save here. As you can see by my carry weight, two vampires are extremely strong. Just to give you an idea here of what my special perks look like, I've got 34 strength, 28 endurance, 30 agility, and my other ability scores are pretty high as well. And that's because this character actually got a bonus for surviving for more than a year. You gain bonus points to every one of your special abilities for every year that you survive in-game as a vampire. And right now it is August 27th, 2289, so more than almost, I think it's almost 2 years have gone by for this character. So we're going to target right there, and we're going to give this a try. Oh, okay, I guess it hit the memory den thingamajig. Okay, we'll try this again. There. Nice and quiet. Dr. Amari there didn't even notice that we killed Irma. We don't really need anything else from Irma. We'll take her sunblock, we'll take her blood packs. Other than that. So Irma's not really a challenging opponent, but another thing too that you have to watch is that you don't necessarily want to get involved this deeply into the Incremento quest line if you're following certain vanilla quest lines too, right? Like you don't want to kill Irma before you arrive here with Nick Valentine, for example, to go through the memory den thing, right? Because you might just break the main quest if you do that. So that's what I found with this mod too, is that generally speaking, the mechanics of vampirism and you know, the special powers and penalties and that kind of thing all work pretty much as intended, but some of the quests are a little bit bumpy, and you know, I think that the author is going to eventually rebuild this mod completely from scratch once he just gets around to it. So all the basics work, but you know, some of the quests and stuff, you know, some of the triggers don't quite fire at the right time sometimes, and you know, occasionally there are built-in conflicts like the one I just described, you know, that sort of thing. So you have to be aware of that kind of thing and careful about how you do things, right? Because if you kill Irma before you do the you know, memory walk down memory lane and through Kellogg's brain there, well then you just might break something so that you can't continue with the main quest line, and that would be bad. So I guess we're going to report back to Christian now again and let him know that we finished our little task. Now, one of the reasons that you shouldn't depend entirely on VATS is because you can run into things like this guy. And, you know, like Nightkin super mutants. Of course, you can't lock onto them in VATS. Which is why I pulled out my handy dandy 10mm pistol there and shot him dead with that. Because there isn't really any other good way to do that. And by the way, that's just a, well, it's got a fancy 45 caliber receiver on it. So it's a little bit more powerful than the top tier 10mm receiver, but basically it's just a 10mm pistol modified that has the legendary Deadeye effect on it. But it's been this character's go-to weapon for quite a while now, actually. So anyway, we'll hurry back and we'll report to Christian, and then I guess I'll probably call that one an episode. We'll see how people like this. If you want to see more of Sam Perry, then, you know, like, give this video a like and give us a comment to let us know if you actually enjoyed it. Kind of wandering around here half lost and not going the right way. Because if people like this, then I'll do more of it. But, no. The next A Day in the Life will involve...
Let's do this.
A completely different character. Oh, it looks like we got some more... Oh, is that a Brotherhood of Steel? Hey, why am I targeting those guys? Okay. Okay, that Bird is going to totally crash. Yeah.
Packages will be safe coming through here.
Okay. And we got a dead Brotherhood of Steel guy.
What?
Oh, here comes yeah, there you are. A clanless baby vampire, a fledgling. Anyway, we'll switch glasses again. I mean, basically, these glasses that I have here are missing a keyword or something that the vanilla glasses have, which is what, you know, like, sort of protects the vampire's eyes from bright light and that kind of thing. But I still get a perception buff and that kind of thing from these, so it's not like I'm just not wearing anything. And, of course, it opens up the vision for me. Looks like that is being a trouble spot again. It's a Minuteman. Okay, looks like the Minutemen came out on top there, so we'll just leave that open. And there is a Provisioner. Oh, look at this. There's dead guys all over the place here. Yeah, this is like an old building style. Before I had a lot of the newer building material mods, I used to build with concrete blocks quite a bit.
Amazing.
So we've got a
Don't get the wrong
Yeah,
idea.
that's where our bar is there, I
Glad
guess. And of course the workshop in here, and everybody's hanging around, just hanging around in the workshop. And there's McCready, and that's a freezing advanced 10mm revolver. So I guess I sent McCready to Lexington after I was done with him. So back into the Incremento Haven we go. Well, it looks like probably I'm going to lose the services of that vendor for good. That's another one of those crossover things, though, too, because I actually, before my character became a vampire, I was following the Vampire Hunter quest line for a bit. And I think possibly, you know, when I became a vampire and no longer was interested in hunting vampires, well, something was already queued up there that I had
Yes,
no...
what can I do for you?
Oh, where are you? Yeah, there you are. Nothing, because I'm here to talk to somebody else right now. I'm here to talk to this person over here.
Hey,
So, about Irma, did you get it done?
the job is done. That's what matters.
Excellent. I guess Christian was right about you. I will send some of our guys over to Good Neighbor. Good job. I think Christian had something for you. You should see him if you want to continue helping. I think Christian had something for you. You
Yeah,
should see him if you want to continue helping.
okay. Well, we completed Death in Vogue, and now I guess we need
Yeah?
to go and talk to Christian again. And they paid me some caps and some blood. Okay.
Gonna need some more information.
Well, I can tell you about Vampire Society and our
Okay,
standpoint
well.
on it. The self-proclaimed rulers of Vampire Society are the bloodline that call themselves the Ambitiose Sanguine. For lack of a better word, they are a bloodline of snobbish and supposedly refined vampires that think they own us all. The Sanguinem Mortiferum that I mentioned earlier are a separate bloodline that act as a form of law enforcement on the Ambitiose's behalf. They are tasked to take care of vampires that threaten exposure of vampire existence to mortal society. Masquerading amongst the sheep is common sense shit. In my opinion, no such enforcement should be necessary. The Ambitiose simply wish to control other vampires to their benefit. That's all there is to it. Still, nothing changes. It's always been this way. For any of their laws to mean dick, it means they have to make us buy into their bullshit. Telling free unliving vampires they need to be ruled is a tough sell these days. The Incremento are not the only bloodline that feel this way.
Okay. Anything
Anything
else?
else you want to talk about?
Well, I can tell you there's other bloodlines that are not part of the main body of Vampire Society, per se. The Bestia Sanguinem are more predatory vampires that have a deep connection with animals and their inner beast. They prefer living underground in small packs. The Bestia can channel the power of their vitae to pump their strength in battle. They are killing machines straight up, but I have a lot of respect for them. The Deformis Sanguine are a broken form of bloodline that looks similar to ghouls. I'm not really sure how they came about. They can use their vitae to perform a form of mind domination, making themselves appear invisible to those around them. The Navita Sanguine are like the bestias of the ocean. They usually live close to water and have adapted to the environment. Marine creatures don't bother them. The Navita are dangerous to mortals. They often hide in shallow water like pre-war crocodiles. Then when some poor unsuspecting bastard walks by, drags them into the sea. If you come across a member of the Oculus Sanguinis bloodline, my advice is run far away. Their blood is cursed with a form of supernatural insanity. They are absolutely insane and very dangerous. But they can also channel their insanity into the minds of others in self-defense.
Okay.
I'm out of here.
What do you want, new blood?
What? Okay.
I've got the report from Diamond City. Obviously, the man was brilliant to come up with something like this.
This should be quite useful to us. Thank you, new blood. We get to profit from an acolyte providing blood without doing the work ourselves. Here, Take this as payment for your
I guess I
trouble.
must have had another side job going on. Anyway, Christian, are you ready to talk to me about work
We
now?
need to talk, if you have a moment.
Okay.
Sure, why not?
I appreciate it. The Ambitiose are beginning to overstep their bounds again. They have started coveting many sources of blood, restricting access to other vampires. Laura upstairs has been having some trouble obtaining fresh blood supplies, as it seems there are 2 Ambitiose agents scouting Diamond City. I want to make a demonstration of force to the Ambitiose and remind them that the Incremento do not appreciate being pushed around. You have proven yourself more than capable. I would like you to go to Diamond City and destroy those ass-kissing toffs. They are likely higher-ranking Ambitiose, so be cautious. Make it back in one piece and I will have a substantial reward waiting for you.
What
Is
do
it
you
done?
want, new blood?
Okay, well. Anyway, it looks like that is the next job. So, I think I'm going to conclude this episode now, but that was just a look into a day in the life of the vampire Sam Perry. So I hope that everyone watching enjoyed this. And like I said earlier, if you want to see more of Sam Perry and her adventures, then leave a positive comment or give us a like. Next time around, I'll be focusing on a different character at a different level. Like every character, I could be doing a beginning level character or a median high level character or even maybe another higher level character. But I guess we'll figure that out next time. Until then, I am Sandman99.